So feeling the earth underneath you. So today is Earth Day, and I think it's quite poignant with how much of a change has happened with us not traveling so much, with pollution levels lifting, and nature coming into towns, into cities, that there's a shifting that is happening with more balance being readdressed, at least for this short period of time. So feeling in yourself as you lie on the ground, the sense of balance within you. So starting with the physical body. And as you start to become still, don't do it because I say so. Choose it for yourself. Allow your belly to drop back towards your spine. Feeling as you begin to soften that there is a spreading in the body. And noticing the underneath of the body and a sense of balance between the left and right sides of the body. So aware of how it is under your feet, how it is under the pelvis, the back of the pelvis, the shoulder blades. So one side will feel perhaps markedly different, perhaps slightly different. Even your skull, the back of your skull, can you feel balanced? And then traveling to the front of your body, as you notice balance between a relaxation or a letting go of the back line of the body, can you also find that with the front line of the body? And as you allow your body to gradually surrender to the embrace of Mother Earth, you notice the busyness of the body and the mind start to fall away. So the constant chatter that we have of doing, being, competing, fighting, fearing, It's the constant chatter of the mind or the ego through the mind. And as you start to travel inwardly through the layers of yourself, so you start to notice the inner realm of perhaps the organs of the body dropping back towards the spine, as you begin to notice your breathing, the inhalation, the exhalation. How the rib cage expands as you inhale. How the ribs draw back together again as you exhale. As your mind becomes absorbed more and more, or should I say not the mind, your awareness becomes more and more absorbed in the inner world, you may be able to start to glimpse a doorway to a mountain of calm, and the doorway is through the breath. So feeling just before we begin to move a little, where maybe doesn't feel quite so balanced. So it might be your physical body, it might be your breathing body, it might be that the mind is overpowering everything, so it's out of balance. It might be some pocket within you energetically that feels out of balance, that there's a discord there, or that there's less vibrancy to other places. To see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. So sliding the arms out from the body, so at a right angle. And then keeping the feet exactly where they are as you exhale, just dropping the knees to one side, turning the head slowly to look away from the knees. And then when you need to inhale, bringing the legs up to center. And as you exhale, dropping the knees over to the opposite side. And then just keep repeating with your breath. And as you move, making an agreement with yourself that you will have no expectations of what your practice will look like this evening. No expectations of where your body should go. That you will just be open to wherever the body leads you. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll over onto one side and then slowly make your way up. And we're going to come into child's pose. So bringing the feet together. If you need something like a block or a blanket to put underneath, if you're, as you come forward, if your sit bones aren't resting easily on your heels, then use something to put underneath so that you're resting on something, which makes it easier for the body. Okay, we're not going to rest on anything here because we're going to come into a twist in a minute. So I just want you to lengthen your spine out. But what you can do is use something like a brick, block, blanket, edge of a bolster to rest your forehead on. And as you rest here, being aware of your back body and the expansion of your rib cage as your lungs inflate. So we have more expansion in the back of our body as far as our breath is concerned than the front of our body. So more of our lung capacity is actually in the back of our body. Because it tends to be more armored, we don't tend to, and we have less awareness of our back body. We don't feel it as much. So in this shape, just seeing if you can feel the back of your body expanding and contracting. And this sense of balance between yielding and expanding. So we don't want to necessarily force in the yin practice. But I love this reading by Gandhi, this sentence: the hardest metal yields to sufficient heat. Even so, must the hardest metal melt before the heat of non-violence. We don't want to push our body beyond where it's ready to go. We allow a melting, but at the same time, we don't want to just flop and collapse. So from here, can you just come up a little bit? So you're up on your fingertips, and you're going to take your left arm underneath your right arm, resting down. You might need to open your knees a little bit wider, or you might also need to use something like a blanket to prop your shoulder up if it doesn't quite reach the ground. Okay, and you're looking at turning your rib cage towards the right. So you're turning underneath that arm that's still an extended child. And this as you inhale, feeling the right side of the body expand. And in this place of balance, the left side of the body supports the opening. And then slowly coming up. Just re-establishing a sense of balance. And then taking the right arm underneath the left arm, coming into a twist on this side. So another thing that you can do is lift the pelvis up if you wish. I should have mentioned that on the other side. So it feels like you can access a little bit more turn in the rib cage. Lift the pelvis up and then come down. But the knees are still wide. And just exploring how this side feels. The other side. Not just the body, the physical body, but also your breath body. And slowly coming up. And then we're going to come into another earthy pose, which is a stabilizing, strong pose, which works the stomach meridians. So, variations on a theme. So we're going to come into dragon. So, you can choose, so we'll start off with the right leg forwards. So you can choose to do a high dragon and just be up on your bricks like this. Okay. Those of you that do have a bolster or something that you can wrap up to make the shape of a bolster, it's quite nice here to rest the thigh, top of the thigh on the bolster. So then you don't have to hold yourself up in any way. Okay. So I think actually we will all start up in a high dragon and then we'll see about working our way down for those of you that might want to. So yeah, or a pile of cushions or something will work under back thigh. If you haven't got anything, I guess another option is possibly putting some bricks. I don't know if that would work or it would be too hard actually. With a blanket over, and then you could be up on your fingertips, that might work too. Okay, so just see what you can find. If you haven't got anything, then you're just going to have to hang out in a hardcore way and be very mindful of being gentle with yourself. Okay, so I'm going to put the timer on. So I'm going to hold 5 minutes in total. on this side, but we'll do 3 minutes in the high dragon and then see where you want to go. So allowing here a sense of balance, as in that you're able to be held. So you're held by the props supporting you. You're held by the roots down through your shin, through your foot that dig deeper into the earth. A sense of stability. And being nourished. The orientation of the body is that the tailbone is drawing like a root towards the ground, towards the back foot actually, which then helps the front of the pelvis to gently lift. So you are challenging here the fascia around the inner groins. The psoas muscle, the fear muscle. Okay, so next 2 minutes coming up, you can choose to stay exactly where you are. Or you can flip the bricks down and come down a little bit lower. Or you can, if I bring the other leg forwards, you can choose to bring the bricks on the inside of your foot, like this. They can be higher if necessary. You can also place something to rest on. Or you can rest your elbows. If you haven't got any props at all, just rest your elbows on the front knee. Allow the weight to start to shift towards the front leg as you start to surrender along the back, quads, inner groin. And release. Okay, from here, you might want to just oscillate back and forth, just release through the hips, through the quads. And then we're going to switch to the opposite side. So whatever variation on a theme you had with the hands up high and a nice long sweep of the back leg as much as you can get there. Okay. And this is a 3-minute hold. So the earthy element of finding your roots in this shape. So what is going to help support you in this quite challenging pose? Remember, you're looking at yielding. So just like the element of water is receptive to adapting to whatever shape you put it into, it's also receptive to changing the quality of itself from fluidity to hardness, like ice. So can you find the path of least resistance within yourself? So water becomes adaptive, just as humans are. It doesn't lose its power or its momentum as it flows. It just adapts to whatever it finds in its path. So notice within yourself, what else do you need to give yourself a little bit more stability or a little bit more holding in this shape, so that you can surrender a little bit more. And then just releasing a little. You're taking your blocks now to the inside of the leg and having whatever height works for you, whether it's up super high or it might be lower, like so. And then you're as you come down into this, you're trying to draw your knee against your shoulder rather than allowing it to drop out. So you're looking for balance. Or you're up higher with the elbows resting on the knee. This is the last 2 minutes, yeah. 1 minute and a half now. So dropping down through the strata of your awareness from just the physical body to the inner realms. And noticing where is agitation potentially playing out in you. So it might show as a need to fidget a little, or you might find that you start to daydream or compile lists. And your mind might be shouting at this point. What can you do to help bring you through the doorway to that place of calm? And release. And again, you might want to just oscillate back and forth a little. Okay. And then we're going to come into half saddle, which I know for some of you is not necessarily the most comfortable pose in the world. So this is the one where we bring the knees together. I can hear you all groaning. And you're sitting down in between your feet. The soles of the feet are pointing up. Okay, so a couple of variations on a theme. So sit on as much equipment as you want to. If you do have something like a bolster, that's good. What else can you use? Another option is bricks. So you can have your bricks set up like this, so that when you come into this, we're going to straighten one leg out. Okay, this brick here comes in between the shoulder blades, and you rest your head on the other brick. Okay, then you might want something to sit on, depending on how tight the quads are. Once you've got the setup that you want, you're going to extend one leg. So one leg is extended, the other leg is still bent. I'll show you this way now. Other leg is straight, this leg is bent, and then you're coming down over the blocks, like so, or you're on a bolster. Let's see how people do, and I can kind of instruct if that doesn't work at all. Okay, or you're, see, this one's nice and comfy. As you come into this, really lengthen, don't just flop over things. You're really looking to get a nice length and expansion through your spine. Okay. If this leg doesn't, the straight leg doesn't work straight, you can also bend the knee, which is another way of doing it, which feels quite nice. Okay. If anybody is really struggling, let me know. Sorry, Suzanne. If it feels too uncomfortable if you're on bricks, then you can also put a blanket over the first brick. Okay, so for instance, if that were my first brick, and that were my second, okay, I could put a nice blanket over the first one, which will then make it much more comfortable if the brick is digging into your back. So you will have to lift in order to get into this brick one. Okay. Or this leg is straight. Hilary, is there anything you can use under your head? Because it looks like your head's sticking back quite a lot. You're trying to find as much length through the spine as you can. Sense of where your pelvis is. So lengthening through the tailbone area of your spine in your pelvis. And perhaps more of an anchoring or grounding through the bent knee that's on the ground. Okay, from here, and slowly start to come out. And then you're going to set up for your opposite side. Okay. So whatever variation on the theme you had, you repeat that on the other side. And remember, you've got one leg that is straight. Or the knee is bent and the foot is on the ground. But you haven't got both knees in saddle, both legs in saddle, it's only one. So it's half saddle. I'm just starting to settle in this shape. So having a sense in this shape of inner strength. But at the same time cultivating the softness of vulnerability. And it's in the softness that you can be fully present to emotions, of thoughts. And of course, emotions come from thoughts. They're activated by thought. And experiencing that as sensation. How does it actually feel as a sensation, as a color, as a felt sense in your body? And you're going to slowly work your way out. And then stretching the legs out, we come into dragonfly. So you may want a blanket or a block to sit on. And if you're having a block or a blanket, I would suggest having it so that sort of the corner edge is facing down the middle of your mat. So that when you open your legs, you've got kind of the point, there's like a sort of diamond shape here. So depending on flexibility, again, a number of options. One nice one is, if hamstrings feel super tight, is to use a block under the calves, okay, which will help you to come forwards of your sit bones. The other thing is that you want to pull the flesh back away from the sit bones. So this is one nice option. Or putting cushions under the thighs also works. Those of you that do have a nice bolster, you can have this, and you can prop it up, so you can make it higher, okay? So that when you come forwards, then you can just rest. Okay, it might even end up looking more like this in an upright position. You can just rest your head on if the hamstrings and the back are very tight. The variations on the theme. Okay. And then we're just going to lengthen down. So remember, in the yin practice, it's fine to allow the back to gently curve, but don't I don't know if you can see, if I did it from a sideways angle, don't come into this and then just bow your head, because it puts a lot of tension through the back of the neck. So it's if you're thinking of a rounding of the spine, then the whole thing is just gently rounded. So at the beginning of the class, I mentioned to have no expectations of where your practice is going to go, or where the poses are going to go. There is just the here and now, the being in this shape. So you have the balance of the structure of the roots going into the earth. which then allows the yielding to happen. So looking at finding a sense of fluidity on your inner body. Last minute coming up. So you might find that your body has had enough in this shape, in which case sit up. Use the bolster perhaps and sit up. Or just rest. Okay. Or you might find that you're in a place where you want to dive in a little bit deeper. And to stay closer to your edge. And slowly coming up. And then bringing the soles of the feet together into butterfly. So here you want the feet to be at least a block's distance, and that's the length of the block away from the pelvis. So it's almost like a diamond shape. And again, you can sit on a block or a blanket in order to elevate the hips a little bit. You can place bricks underneath the knees to hold. You can place, if you've got the bolster, you can have the bolster on the knees, or again, you might have it kind of stuck more in an upright, or whatever variation you can find. We're just doing a 4-minute hold. 4 minute here. So allow the spine again to gently undulate. So think like a mountain stream. This undulating, soft, fluid. And as you rest in this shape, you can feel your back body breathing again. So you can feel the expansion, both lengthways and breadth. And can you become so still that you can start to become aware of little nuances, little flutterings of letting go. What yoga philosophy teaches us is that everything, including ourselves, is made up of opposing yet complementary forces. including the masculine and feminine energy. So the masculine energy is actually the expansive energy. It's pure consciousness. And the feminine energy is that which creates, it's the drive behind the idea. It's how it manifests. And this force can be both soft and gentle, but extremely powerful. It can be strong, yet compassionate. So last minute coming up. And see how still you can be in this shape. One of the ways that the fluctuations of the mind can show up is in constant little movements that happen in the body. And in an awareness of anything that is bubbling up for you, of just being aware that it's present. You can slowly work your way up and just stretch the legs out. Bring the hands back behind you, lean onto the hands, make the feet a little wider and just squish the legs like windscreen wipers from side to side. And you're looking at rolling right from the top part of your leg. And we're going to finish with a twist. So we'll work a little bit with the hips. So we're going to, and you can see, I'm bending one leg back into that half saddle position. Yeah, like this. And the other leg is bent across like so, with the foot nestling against the knee. So you might find that this knee is lifting right the way up, in which case use something to prop. Okay. You might find that you're off balance in this, in which case use something, cushions, blankets, blocks, to sit on, or even a bolster. You know, you can use that. To sit on, to give a little bit more height. Okay. So I've still got this leg on the side here. Yeah. So you can make a pile of blocks and cushions to sit on if you need more height here. Whatever variation on a theme you need. Okay. And then just lifting the arms up to get a little bit of length. And then as you exhale, you're going to turn towards the, I was going to say the bent knee side, but of course we've got both bent knees. But the foot that's next to the hip, that side, coming into a twist here. No, actually, this feels very odd. I've got it the wrong way around, sorry. Lift the arms up, lengthen again, and turn to the other side. So it's the bent knee with the foot that's resting, the one with the parallel shin. That's the side that we're doing. Sorry. And what you might notice here, as far as balance is concerned, is how the opposite sit bone wants to lift. So can you bring more heaviness into that side of your pelvis to bring balance? Equally, as you start to turn around yourself, can you be aware of both the left and right sides of your body, as in your torso? As you turn, can you be aware of the front and back of your body and bringing balance to that too? So you're softening your lower ribs. You're softening your navel back to your spine. You're softening your shoulder blades down your back. This is the yielding part. The energetic, the opposing force is the lengthening through the spine that continually happens. You can start to take the gaze towards the back shoulder. And slowly releasing. Squeeze, stretching the legs out. If you need to squish a little bit, do. Before working your way into the opposite side. Remember, you can, sit up on something which will give you more length and space to bring balance. Okay. And when you're ready, lifting both arms up. And from here, you're turning to the opposite side, bringing one hand behind you, one hand to the outside of the knee, and beginning your journey on this side. So thinking balance through both sit bones. Balance through left and right side of your body. Balance through front and back of your body. And releasing. So we're going to set ourselves up for Shavasana and Yoga Nidra. So using whatever feels comfortable for you. You might want a blanket or cushion for your head. If you have a bolster, you can use the bolster for underneath the knees. Feel free to turn the lights out, or put an eye bag or a piece of material across the eyes. So you want to find a place where you feel super relaxed, where your body can surrender. Okay. You're feeling your body now as balanced as it can be. And perhaps just bringing to your awareness that you are about to begin the practice of Yoga Nidra, the yogic sleep with a slight trace of awareness. Becoming aware of the parts of your body that are resting on the earth. And feeling the heaviness of these parts of the body. So feeling the heels sinking into the earth. Feeling the backs of the legs sinking into the earth. Feeling the back of the pelvis, the shoulder blades, the back of the head, backs of the hands, the arms. So all of these parts surrendering into the embrace of the earth. Allow yourself to feel heavy. To feel supported. Increasing this sense of feeling heavy. If you were to sink and leave an indentation of yourself, and starting to feel the space underneath the body. So the space behind the back of the ankles, behind the back of the knees, the space between the earth and your lower spine, the space just under the back of your neck. So feeling the little hollows of the body where there is space. And then increasing that sense of space under your body. Now the backs of your legs, your heels, the back of your pelvis will begin to feel spacious. There is a lightness under the spine, under your back. Sense of space under the arms, under the back of the head, until it feels almost as if you're resting on a cushion of air. So feeling the body light, so light, it's almost as if it could float. Feeling your body light and the space underneath your body and the earth. Then starting to cultivate a sense of cold, freezing cold, as if you had no protection. You were out on an icy cold day, feeling this sense of icy rawness, bitterly cold wind permeating your body. Cultivating the feeling of icy coldness. And then cultivating warmth, heat, sensing the body becoming hot, feeling heat permeate through your body, creating a sense of intense heat, as if you were lying next to a roaring fire. Now trying with deep relaxation and cultivating the sense of intense heat. Bringing your awareness now to your heart. And sensing in the center of your heart a vibrant golden light, an egg-shaped, vibrant golden light. Sensing this light becoming more brilliant until it fuels the whole heart. It starts to expand out of the heart and fill the chest. A brilliant, shimmering golden light starts to seep out, gradually filling your entire body. until every part of your body, every cell is vibrating the shimmering golden light. No effort, just deep relaxation. This sense that every cell of your body vibrating with golden light. And then feeling this golden light expand out of your body. Expanding further out to about arm's length in all directions. So to the sides, above, below. Until it seems that you are encased in this golden egg shape of shimmering light. You can feel no edge to your body. Find yourself resting, expanding into this egg-shaped golden light. Now, bringing your awareness back into the space that you are in, sensing the room around you, sensing the ground underneath you supporting your body, feeling the heaviness of your body on the ground, experiencing the expansion of your inhalation, and as you exhale, a feeling of being rooted into your body again. And an acknowledgement that this practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Bringing gentle movement to fingers and toes. And perhaps wrists and ankles. And gradually making your way up into sitting. When you're ready, just bringing the palms of the hands together at the heart center. And taking a moment to offer deep gratitude to your body for your practice this evening. Offering a sense of love and compassion to yourselves, and sending a sense of love and compassion out to whoever you know might need it. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.